Hey, good evening, YouTube. It's me, Chris, and you're watching Coins in the Wild. Welcome to the channel tonight. Just briefly, I want to make a video tonight that I promised that I would make a couple months back, and I'm finally getting around to it. And this has been a good evening for it. I've been wanting to get out and to go out and have some fun, but with the virus situation being what it is, I think I'm just going to hang off for a couple more days and take my time before I get back out there and start enjoying all the nice activities that everyone is beginning to enjoy. So hopefully everyone stays healthy, and hopefully everyone stays safe. So let's talk a little bit tonight about what I'm going to do here. In the past, I've talked about opening these sealed envelopes of 1956, 1957, 1958, and 1959, I believe, or 58. Could be a 59 or 58, I don't know. We're going to open these envelopes. They've been sealed for a long time, and so I want to show you guys what we've got. Hopefully we have some nice pickups here. Reason why I bought the sealed envelopes as opposed to getting a good look at them first was to see if it was possible to get some decams or cameos from these proof coins. And so before we begin, I wanted to make a comment about something, and I'll pick this up and we'll take a look. One of the problems with coins being in these cellophane holders, which they are on the inside, is, you see this is sealed, is I noticed when I was grading coins that they tend to have residue that they accumulate from the cellophane or the cello packs that they come in. And so it's really not a good idea to leave these older coins in these packs, because even if the coin is in nice condition, it's going to have to be cleaned in order to be preserved and put in a holder. So if you've got them in these cellophane packs, the sooner you identify the valuable coins and take them out and send them off to be graded, to be sealed, and avoid any damage to the coins. And at least that's just my opinion of it, having graded, if you watched the last video, 800 or 900 coins so far. That was one of the problems that I ran into, and I had to mark down which coins I observed had a plastic residue on them from the cellophane. Well, without any further ado, let's get into opening our first US Mint proof set. This is the 1956 US Mint proof set. Just going to cut it here on the end. Easiest way to open it. And go ahead and take these out and see what we got. So here's what we got. 1956 Franklin half. Don't see anything in particular that looks especially pleasing. Let's just take a closer look real quick, and I'll do this over the camera. The 56 Washington quarter actually looks to be in really good condition. I don't know if you can tell from that image there, but that Washington quarter appears to be in really, really nice condition. Franklin half, not so much. In fact, I'd go on to suspect that maybe it has some plastic residue on the Franklin half. The penny looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see that. Get a good look at that, and we'll crack them out. But the penny looks pretty good. And so there's a 1956 Lincoln cent. It looks like it's a red cent. And take a look at these. Looks like the, I'll turn this right side. Looks like the Jefferson nickel. Have to get a better look at it, but could be a full step designation. Jefferson nickel. And I imagine with the proof, it probably should be. Here's the back of the Washington quarter in reverse. And then here's the Franklin half. And I don't see anything particularly special about that Franklin half. Doesn't look like it's full bell lines. You know, that Roosevelt dime could be full torch or full bands. Really does look like that. So that's interesting. So there's the 56, and then there's the Lincoln cent. It's got some discoloration. It might have some marks on it, yeah. Looks like it does, so it's not especially nice condition. Well, before we break these out of the holders, let's go ahead and set this aside, and let's get to the 57 envelope here. And you can see here, I bought it online. I think I got this one on Amazon. I didn't pay $41. I think I paid $28 or something like that. 1957 US Mint proof set. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing, just open it on the end. It'll just be easier to keep it all together. And let's take a look at what we have here. This could be more interesting. Let's take a look. So 1957. There's our Franklin half. Looks like it's in a little bit better condition. No deep cameo though. I don't see that. No cameo. Washington quarter. That looks pretty good. So does the Franklin half. I'm just looking at them over the camera. Jefferson nickel looks good. This could be a pretty good set. 1957. Let's take a look at the reverse. And there's the Jefferson nickel. Can't tell if it's full steps. Maybe not. It's hard to say. That Washington quarter looks good. Let's look for full bell lines on that Franklin half. And not really seeing that there. So, but this 57 set overall actually looks really good, and that's been actually my kind of impression I've had with the 57 coins overall, is they tend to be in pretty good condition. So maybe that's not as much of a find as it appears to be at the moment. So let's go ahead and open the 1958. Let's open here, and this could be interesting. Oops, sorry guys, my hand looks a little dry. Dry weather today. This could be interesting. So there's the 1958 Franklin half, along with the Washington quarter. These coins actually appear to have quite a bit of luster, and you can kind of see that there. So does that Jefferson nickel. Can really tell on those Roosevelt dimes. Yeah, hard to say at the moment. That 58's got a bit of a cameo in the Franklin half. That's interesting. Let's see if we have the same thing on the back, because it'd have to be on the back as well. Just, yeah, no, almost, not quite there. There is a little bit to that, a little bit of a cameo to it. Washington quarter looks good, and Roosevelt dime. Let's see that. Definitely not full torch or full bands. Okay, so this one, it looks like it has a pretty decent Franklin half and Washington quarter in this set. So I'm going to set this back in the envelope, and we'll open these up a little bit later. And let's get over to our 19. Okay, this says 58. I thought it was a 59. Maybe I got two of the same ones. Kind of strange. Then put the end here. So this is kind of a fun thing to do, is to unbox the sealed envelopes. Have been sealed for over, I imagine, 60 years now, right? And there's the 58, Franklin half. And this, you know, I'm looking through that cellophane, and I know that look. I bet you this has got some residue on it. Looks like the Roosevelt dime does. Looks like the Washington quarter does. And not the Franklin. Doesn't look like the Franklin. Maybe. And that penny's looking really good, that 58 penny. Let me see this up close. No, but maybe that Roosevelt dime does. There's a little bit of a haze that you see with that dime, and that's an indication to me that it's got the residue from the cellophane on the packaging on the coin. So there you go. Okay, so no cameo here. I think the one that I want to break out of its packaging and have us take a closer look at tonight is not the one that we've just looked at for the previous one. This 1958. Yep, 1958. Seemed to be some luster, a bit of a cameo, and this one is really interesting to me. So let's take a closer look at this, and kind of see about taking this out of the packaging and getting a better look. So here we are, being very careful not to damage the coin. we usually do is just kind of gently shake them. And there we go. We got 2 out. Let's take a look first at this Franklin half. So here's that Franklin half. It's got a little bit of residue on it. You can see it, almost like a milk spot there. And then on that corner on the right in front of the nose, right toward the edge of the coin, there's a little bit of a shadow there. But this particular coin, yeah, it does have almost a bit of a cameo to it, almost. It is a proof coin, but you can see that there? So almost a bit of a cameo to this Franklin half. Let's take a look at the reverse and see if we have a similar situation. Ooh, we got some markings on it. So here's a coin that needs to be cleaned, and you can see the marking there. But yeah, this coin pretty close to a cameo. That's kind of interesting. Pretty close, not quite, but almost there. But it's got that residue. You can see the residue over on the right just above the eagle. And so that is kind of interesting. And then I think on this 56, I need to identify if it's a type 1 or a type 2 Franklin half. That would be definite thing to look for. And then here's the Washington quarter, the 58. And I'll have to take a look at these under the 10 times magnifier. Kind of an interesting deal here. So this is the set I thought would be interesting to go ahead and break out. Not seeing any kind of residue on the Washington quarter. Not the greatest strike in the world. I know I'm looking at it and talking to you, but there it is. Yeah. The fields aren't real glassy, but it is a nicely struck coin. So kind of interesting. So I'm going to set this down. Well, I think what I'm going to do is you probably want to see more coins. I'm a little leery about taking too many coins out of the packaging and examining them, and only because it's really difficult to do on a short video. And I'd like to actually make a follow-up video and maybe go through each of these sets one by one as we take them out of the packaging. It'd just be more practical to do it that way. So let's leave it at that. The 1958 US Mint proof set, Franklin half and Washington quarter. Franklin half definitely needs to be cleaned and some preservation, and the Washington quarter appears to be fine, but not especially well struck. It's just okay. Well, thanks again, YouTube, for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this short video. I will make a video for each of these other sets and unpackage them, and we can look at that together. Just for the point of keeping the video short, I thought we'd just take a look at this 58 proof set after all, and it's a nice set, but it gives me something to work on this evening, and then I'll get back to you and share some of the results. Well, thanks again, YouTube. This is Coins in the Wild, and it's me, Chris, and thanks for watching tonight. Hope you have a great evening, and hope everyone in your family and yourself are staying safe. Have a good night now. Bye.